Hey, welcome to Until My Batteries Expire. Last Sunday, October 20, Filipino Pro Wrestling concluded their 2024 season with a shocker of a main event. Warning, spoilers ahead in this video. If you don't want to know what happened at the latest FPW Astig, do turn away right now. Last chance. Okay, here we go. On with the spoilers. On October 20, Filipino Pro Wrestling, FPW, concluded their 2024 season with a shocker of a main event. Jeff Cobb of New Japan Pro Wrestling is the new FPW champion. He ended the walking deaf Mike Madrigal's 547-day reign at the final FPW Astig event for the year. I was privileged to be there live. Honestly, I did not expect that ending, but now here we are. The end of FPW's second year sees the promotion with a new champion, a new king of the mountain. Jeff Cobb coming to FPW was the culmination, so far, of the feud between Mike Madrigal and company owner Red Oliero. Oliero had soured on Madrigal, claiming Mike wasn't the champion who could sell tickets. He sent multiple challengers to try and defeat Madrigal, but the walking deaf emerged victorious each time. It got to the point where Oliero had to bring in Jeff Cobb to get the title off Madrigal. And he succeeded. However, Oliero's attempts to interfere in the match caused Jeff Cobb to turn on him. Cobb did not want outside help in his match. In the end, Red Oliero got what he wanted. The Walking Deaf is no longer FPW champion. But the new FPW champion got on bad terms with him towards the end of the match, though it looks like they were able to patch their differences at the post-show media scrum. Red Oliero has gotten a glimpse of what sort of business relationship he may have with his new champion, if Jeff Cobb gets mad at him again. What comes next? There was a media scrum after the show, where Cobb said he will take his new FPW Championship back with him to Japan. If anyone wants to challenge him for it, they're welcome to do so. Cobb may even defend it on the New Japan show, which will be an awesome milestone for FPW and Philippine Pro Wrestling. And honestly, the FPW title is visually a beautiful piece of hardware. I think it will look great under the bright lights of a New Japan ring. Let's take a step back from the kayfabe. There is a bit of risk having an outsider be your promotion's main champion and taking the title with him on his travels. The Manila Wrestling Federation in July 2019 had Ho Ho Lun defeat Robin Sane to become MWF champion. He took the MWF title belt with him back to Hong Kong. Ho Ho Lun as MWF champion would return to the Philippines in September and December of 2019 to defend the title. Then the pandemic happened, trashing whatever plans they had for Ho Ho Lun's reign. The pandemic was completely out of MWF's control. But MWF not having the champion available for much of 2019 did not help them in their home market. Apparently, the championship belt itself was not defended outside of the Philippines during Ho Ho Lun's reign. And personally, I suspect it's because of the belt itself. Visually, the MWF belt looks great. But, and I've talked to a couple of wrestlers about this, the championship belt itself is very unwieldy. You could legitimately injure yourself, cut yourself, if you hold the belt the wrong way. It's not really meant, it's very hard to carry with you, right, wherever you go. And that's the trade-off of having a belt that looks so visually unique as the MWF Jeepney Championship. It's eye-catching, but it's very hard to handle. Now, going back to Jeff Cobb winning the FPW Championship. He won it at FPW's final event for this year. FPW's next show is scheduled for February 2025. While FPW itself isn't running any live events, their new champion will be traveling and competing. If he makes his New Japan ring entrance with the FPW Championship on his shoulder, that's visibility for FPW. If he defends the FPW Championship on a New Japan show, that's visibility for FPW. Jeff Cobb defending the FPW Championship during this period creates stories for that title and can raise the profile of that championship. And all this is happening while the promotion itself is in its off season between today and February. And on the question of who from FPW can defeat Jeff Cobb to become FPW champion, the FPW title could change hands in Japan. It could happen. Jeff Cobb might be too strong for anyone in FPW to defeat, but maybe they have a better chance against whoever in Japan can defeat Jeff Cobb for that championship. It's wrestling's version of rock, paper, scissors. Wrestler A can beat wrestler B. Wrestler B can beat wrestler C. Wrestler C might not be able to beat wrestler B, but he can beat wrestler A. So it could happen. We could have a situation where Cobb defends the belt outside of the Philippines. He loses it to his challenger. Later on, the challenger goes to the Philippines, and then he loses it to a native FPW wrestler. That's one scenario that could happen. Or while Cobb is touring with New Japan, FPW's wrestlers can use this offseason to train like crazy, to build themselves up, to have a shot at dethroning him. FPW has options when it comes to their championship belt. There's already at least 2 guys whose championship ambitions have been announced. Chino Ginto has been on a quest to earn a title shot by defeating everyone he will be booked against. Ginto has given himself the stipulation that he will retire should he lose a match at any point in his quest to earn a title shot. He was competing at FPW Astig last Sunday. He won his match. So triple threat versus Dean Ortega and Ralph Imabayashi. So he is still in, as far as he's concerned, he is still in play for a shot at the championship. The other championship aspirant is former PWR champion Cuatro. For Cuatro's case, FPW owner Red Oliero booked 2 guys he doesn't like to wrestle each other, Evan Carlo and Cali Nueva. They are both part of the same faction, and both men were part of Mike Madrigal's team, which he led against Red Oliero's team at FPW's premium live event, Unfinished Business. That 5 versus 5 match was for the FPW Championship. Red Oliero decided to book Cali Nueva and Evan Carlo against each other in retaliation. Then, Oliero gave Cali Nueva and Evan Carlo the incentive to seriously wrestle each other by having the winner be the number 1 contender. Then, Oliero changed it into a triple threat number 1 contenders match by inserting Cuatro into the mix. Cuatro is one of his guys. Cuatro was inserted into the match after he attacked both Cali Nueva and Evan Carlo with a chair. So now, Cuatro is number 1 contender at the expense of 2 guys who fought him just a month ago. And, he roughed them up pretty badly with a few chair shots, so they might be out of commission for a time. Who knows? And while we're on the subject of contenders, let's not count out the walking death Mike Madrigal. He was the inaugural champion of FPW. He had a 547-day title reign. It took bringing in Jeff Cobb from New Japan Pro Wrestling to finally unseat him as the champion of the company. He probably has a rematch clause in his back pocket, ready to use at any time. And you can be sure, he will work his ass off to get in the proper ring shape to be ready for a rematch of Jeff Cobb, or whoever manages to defeat Jeff Cobb for the FPW Championship. The FPW Championship scene is in pretty good shape, I think, as the promotion itself enters the off-season. Congratulations to Jeff Cobb for his new championship belt. May you have a successful reign with it. Congratulations to Mike Madrigal for having a very long and successful run as FPW champion, as the first FPW champion. Congratulations to FPW for setting up a potentially really exciting situation with their hardware, with their championship, as they enter their off season and plan things for next year. And with that, thank you for your time. If you like this video, do hit like and subscribe.